Spring 1937. FDR was in the White House. The New Deal was putting the Depression behind us. And Fortune magazine reported that a new city had usurped Paris and New York as the center of fashion. That city was Dallas. Home to the inimitable Neiman Marcus and more than 350,000 residents, Dallas enjoyed a prosperous standard of living for the times. And coming to claim his share was a brash young man from Oklahoma named Morris Hite. Early into his career at Tracy Locke Dawson, one of the nation's top 25 agencies, the young account executive showed an aptitude for salesmanship. Over the years, his straight-talking style would impress a variety of clients.
He told it like it was. Whether you liked it or not, this is what you were going to hear. And usually when you got through and it came down to the tail end of it, Morris was right.
By the early 40s, Morris had leapfrogged to the number 2 position in the agency. Now only one thing could stand in his way: war. 4 years later, Major Morris Hite would return home to find an agency in shambles, a partnership torn apart, and a shop now known simply as Tracy Locke, filled with restless, unhappy clients. Undaunted, Morris set about repairing old relationships, and in the process created a new one with Ray Locke's secretary, Caroline Romer. They were married in 1947. When Ray Locke retired in 1950, Morris bought the agency, and over the next 30 years turned Tracy Locke into the cornerstone of the Southwest advertising industry.
Morris demanded that the account executives in the agency know the business as well as the clients did. But he never demanded more from the AEs than he had done himself. If you were an AE on the boarding business, you rode a milk truck and delivered milk. If you worked on Mrs. Baird's, you delivered bread. Morris himself knew so much about the Imperial Sugar business that they invited him to join their board of directors.
He helped a little-known manufacturer create a new category of men's clothing.
Morris and I were discussing advertising. We were talking about leisure time and slack time. We said, hey, slack time. Let's call them slacks instead of pants.
And was one of the first in the Southwest to take a local client into the realm of national advertising.
Somebody here ordered a steamroller. Yeah, we're all set.
We had a tie-in with Gimbel's in New York in those days, and they bought 8,000 or 9,000 pairs, and within 1 week, they had a 95% sell-off. That's a lot of pants.
For the next 3 decades, that little manufacturer sold more men's pants than any other in the country and became one of the most recognizable names in the clothing industry. Hite also pioneered market research in the Southwest. After convincing the clients of its value, his efforts resulted in more effective strategies.
Everything we do at Tracy Locke is designed for the sole purpose of motivating people to buy, to act.
More targeted promotions.
Tina in the kitchen is the girl I love.
More successful new product introductions. And the founding of one of the top market research companies in the nation. But Hite was more than an ad man. He was a good father, an avid golfer, an involved citizen. Over the course of 45 years, he received every award Dallas bestows for public service, and his efforts helped the city attain a major airport, a university, a new symphony hall, a variety of programs for the underprivileged, and the national broadcast of the Byron Nelson Golf Tournament, which contributes more money to charity than any other PGA event. In 1980, he received the Horatio Alger Award.
He always impressed me, though, as being the kind of man who would have invented the golden rule had it not already been in long-time use. He was a very, very good man.
His death in a traffic accident in 1983 left the city in mourning. But to those who had the honor of working with him, his spirit remains. Because like the city he shaped, Morris Hite was larger than life. Though he never put his name on the door, he will be remembered as a leader who helped make Tracy Locke part of the Omnicom network, as a visionary whose efforts resulted in a multitude of companies, as a forefather of an entire advertising community, and because his words ring as true today as the day they were spoken.